Hey guys, what's going on? The hypothetical balance changes just came out, and I kind of wanted to talk about it. So first off, we got the Barbarian barrel here, and he's going to be rolling less distance. You guys can see that for yourselves. So instead of like rolling like a bowling ball, he's going to be like a fat guy on the beach or something, like a whale on the beach. He's not going to roll that far. I'm okay with this, I guess, because they have to counteract the this nerf. This With this nerf, they can counteract the barbarian buff. And I guess if you have to buff barbarians, then fine. Nerfing Barbarrel seems appropriate, even though I don't prefer this buff to Barbarians and Battle Ram and Barbarian Hut. Fine, I guess this is a buff to those cards, and they do need it, so that's going to be the theme of this video. Basically, I'm glad that the Barbarians are doing more pull-ups, getting their biceps buffer, and then they can, hit faster. That's cool with me, I guess. I just think that maybe giving them a health buff so that they don't die to Fireball, so that, maybe they're better against Mega Knight or Electro Giant, which are super rampant in mid ladder. Making them more mid ladder friendly is kind of the idea, I think, for the Barbarians, and then also making it so that like Barbarians are supposed to counter Royal Giant, but what Royal Giant deck doesn't carry Fireball, right? So they automatically just prediction Fireball on top of the Barbs. I don't know. It's the same problem with Minion Horde, really. It's super difficult to to balance Barbarians, so I guess what they did was fine, and they need to work on the Bar Barrel accordingly. Moving on to the Electro Giant, I guess he stopped going on a diet because he's put on some weight, 9% HP. Nothing wrong with being a beefy guy. I know I'm overweight myself. I'm gonna say it right now. I think Electro Giant is the most toxic card in the entire game, because the entire concept of the card is that you just send him alone, and he's supposed to take towers. And I get that for like a mid ladder player that's super beginner friendly. But why should such a skillless card be so viable at top ladder? I'm honestly considering, like, even more than Royal Recruits. I would say Electro Giant is the most skillless card in the game, because at least with Royal Recruits, you can screw that up. Like, you can place down Royal Recruits into, like, I don't know, like a Minion Horde or something, or like into a Mega Knight. And like, obviously without letting the Mega Knight come onto the other side of the river. You can't really do that with Electro Giant, and honestly, the Electro Giant still damages the stuff, right? So this, to me, it just doesn't solve the inherent problem with the Electro Giant. Just reduce his sight range, honestly, to like something like a Elite Barbarians. But whatever, they did what they did with the Electro Giant. I'm not gonna. I don't think this card should be meta at top ladder. Make him a mid ladder menace kind of card, right? Where he's very beginner friendly and forces players to defend tanks with like buildings and mini P.E.K.K.A. and fishermen and stuff, instead of like only using skeleton army, because skeleton army isn't effective on that. But whatever, he's getting buffed. He could use a buff, I guess, a top ladder. I don't think this makes him more skillful, but whatever. Got to move on here. To Mother Witch. So the first attack, hit speed decrease, whatever that is, or increase, the heck, however you say it, whatever the proper grammar is. English is my first language, and I can't even pronounce this correctly, or form a proper sentence. Pronunciation isn't that big of a deal, although Americans, we don't do really well with the pronunciation anyway, because we're kind of scumbags who care more about I'm not gonna make these generalizations. Sorry, fellow Americans. Okay, so the first hit time is becoming faster. I think this makes her better against swarms, which is good because all the guys are like trying to jump on top of her, so she needs to fight off all those guys. Give her a faster attack speed. However, I think is making her too good against beefs, right? And who doesn't want a beefy guy jumping on top of you? I'm just kidding. But seriously, giving her a faster attack speed versus a first attack increase, right? There's a difference here, because making her better against tanks makes her more defensive, whereas a first hit time decrease, I don't know how you say that. That actually just makes her more counter pushy, like she forms more pigs. Whereas, increasing her hit speed just makes her more like Musketeer or Archer. She's just too defensive, and that's not what I want to see from Mother Witch. Mother Witch is actually my favorite card in the game, because even when she's strong, even when she's meta, and I've said this before, she's one of those cards that I think should be meta, right? Because I think it's just so much fun. Even when I'm on the receiving end, like I try to go minor bats or something, and they counter it with a Mother Witch, and now I have like 60,000 hogs coming down the lane. I don't even mind that. It's so much fun to see all those hogs running at my tower like horny virgins towards an e-girl stream. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna get canceled for saying that. Who the hell cares? Moving on. Night Witch. So overall, I think the buff is good for Mother Witch. Just she should be meta, but this is just going to set her over the edge. Take away the hit time increase, but the first hit time decrease, I should say. Gosh, the first hit time decrease. That's what it's called. Yeah, keep that. As for the Night Witch, it's tricky to say how to kind of balance her. I would have increased her movement speed so that she's more of a bridge spam kind of card. That's what I kind of want to see, like so that she's like as fast as a mini P.E.K.K.A. or something, right? But she also happens to spawn bats, right? So she's kind of like mini P.E.K.K.A. Who wasn't that punishing, but like if you try to like counter with skeletons, the bats also like kill the skeletons, so skeletons isn't really the proper response. Um, and yeah, I guess, but whatever buff she got, I think it's worth it. I guess my only issue is that now she's like just a 4 elixir tank killer, so she's just competing with not just mini P.E.K.K.A. but also with Dark Prince and Valkyrie and even the Knight to a degree. So I'm not sure how I feel about this, but whatever it is. Now let's talk about the controversial ones. The log. I don't know if I've said this before. I have thought that the log needed a nerf for a while. And some people are going to be angry at me about saying this, but let me just put it this way. Like, I play Mortar. I play a lot of Mortar. I used to play Graveyard, but then everyone started hating Graveyard, so now I'm switching to Mortar, and then I'm learning people hate Mortar now. It's like you can't play something and not have people hate your guts for it, but whatever. And the log is not annoying because of its defense, but the fact that you can counter half of an E-Wiz and still hit the tower. You can, so basically for 2 elixir, your opponent only gets like 2 E-Wiz shots, right? To me, that's just kind of silly. I don't like that the log can defend and also attack your opponent's tower, right? Because like how is a freaking piece of wood multitasking like that? It's defending, it's going on the offense, right? What is this, right? It's almost like, I mean, even like you take a 6 elixir card like a building like Expo, right? Even that can't defend and go on offense at the same time, but the log can do it somehow. So this pushback distance, I don't think it's going to kill the card as long as you can push back units off of your tower and make it retarget with like an ice golem or skeletons. I think it's going to be fine. The stun is still there. Against like princes and stuff. I think it'll be fine. I think it can. I'm not saying it needs a nerf. I think it needed a range nerf if anything. But I don't think the log is gonna die because of this nerf. It's just not the nerf I would have given, right? It's kind of like when if you have a kid or something and they like accidentally like draw on the walls with crayon or something, right? Like, are you gonna beat up your kid or just gonna like maybe take away their crayons? Like, which punishment is better? I'm not here to tell you how to parent. I'm just saying there are 2 different ways you can parent your kid in that situation. I feel like this is the wrong one. Now, the Royal Ghost, I actually thought the Royal Ghost was one of the most balanced cards in the game, also one of my favorite cards in the game, and I hate this balance. I just don't think it's necessary at all, right? There are cards like Valkyrie and Dark Prince and Mega Knight that are, I think, equally as strong, and if you're gonna nerf the Royal Ghost, it's not even that annoying on the offense. Like, so what if it gets a hit on your tower? Like, big deal, big whoop. It's really not that much damage. The only decks that I feel like even really use Royal Ghost successfully are like maybe the occasional Goblin Drill deck, and that's more about Goblin Drill. And maybe 3 Muskies Pump, and again, that's more about Pump, right? Pump is strong. I don't see Pump here, and Pump should be nerfed like to hell or something. I don't. Man, I'm actually kind of mad now that Pump isn't here because Pump, I think it's so simple to buff Pump and just give it the ability to come back in your hand, in your starting hand. I am fully on Ash's side with this, right? You can go Golem first play, you can go Expo Tesla first play, but you can't go Elixir Pump first play, really, out of everything. I think it's pretty stupid. I think ultimately the best solution is to let Clash Royale give you the choice to choose your starting hands, but as we all know, Supercell hates us. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's really nice that they're allowing us to do this, so that's why I'm kind of making this video. I'm like, hey, maybe they'll stumble upon this. Who am I kidding? A channel with my size, they're not seeing this at all, but I'm making it anyway just for fun. Anyway, like I said, don't like the Royal Ghost nerf here. I think it's kind of unnecessary. I think there are more important balances to be made. Now, the Skeleton King, I'm fine with him getting nerfed in any way. Very strong. One thing I will say is I think his main problem is just that his skeletons don't spawn all at once, because you either have to wait for all the skeletons to spawn to use your spell on it, and in that time, your skeletons kill your tower faster than Clan Wars 2 killed Clash Royale in 2020. Was it 2020? Yeah, 2020, I think. Or you can pre-log early, but then whatever the skeletons that remain, because your log, or maybe you're using Zap or Snowball, whatever skeletons that remain, you know, they're like 10 skeletons that you didn't hit because they didn't spawn at the same time as the first ones did, and now those get on your tower and kill the tower faster than Touchdown killed Clash Royale in 2017. I don't know what this commentary is, but fine, whatever. Skeleton King needed a nerf, he got a nerf, that's good enough. And then finally, the Goblin Drill. This is a bug fix. I'm cool with it. I think Goblin Drill is strong just because he gets guaranteed damage. It gets guaranteed damage, excuse me. So just taking away that pop-up damage, I think, is the best way to balance Goblin Drill, but whatever, it is the way it is. If you feel like you want to give your feedback because maybe, I don't know, who are the guys? Rick and Max are the community managers, I believe, right? If they stumble upon this video and you want to leave your comment down below saying, "Oh my god, you're so stupid, you support the log nerf? I would beat my kids." Yeah, that's right. If you support the log nerf, you're a kid beater. That's what you are. I'm joking. That's a bad joke. Maybe that's in poor taste. I like dark humor, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, just let them know, or let me know. I'm interested to see the comments. I do read the comments after like a day of when they come out. After that, I really don't bother to check. Sorry guys, I got a life. Anyway, see ya. I've been rambling on for too long. You don't give a shit about what I have to say. I think I can swear now. By the way, this channel is PG-13, so yeah, I'm out, guys. Peace.